listening and watching the response of the public was perhaps a good measure to understand that this is something that they want to see.
I think the one idea, the minute I started sharing my journey, a lot of non-Muslims responded by saying, please tell us more. What does it mean to pray at the tomb of the beloved Prophet? You ask him, you ask the Almighty that the Prophet intercede on our behalf on the day of judgment, and I was trying to explain the whole thing. I mean, even the ihram, try to take a Wikipedia link and show it, explain what the ihram is about, what is tawaf, why do you walk around 7 times, why do you go to Mina, why do you do, what is the most important day of Hajj, the day of Arafah, and so on. Let me fast forward. Arrived back 4 weeks later, had about 1,200 photographs on this phone. My storage was getting full. I went to my dear friend Yasin Teba, who was involved in marketing and branding, and I said to him, Yasin, do me a favor, take these 1,200 photos, download it, you tech savvy, download it for me, keep it in an archive. One day when I need them, I'll use them, which he happily did for me. And he called me the next morning and he said, you know, how did you take all these photos on your phone, on your camera phone? I said, yes. He said, I can't believe it. The quality is outstanding. Why did we publish a book? And I actually laughed. I said, come on, Yasin, you must be joking. He then got hold of a friend of his, Muhammad Ismail from Custom Islamic Art. He gave him the brief. And he said, yes, we're publishing a book. They worked almost 24 hours for a few days, putting the book together, which has 400 photographs of my journey, which they chose right from the beginning at home, into Jeddah, into Medina, the ziyarats, back to Jeddah, into Mecca, the 5 days of Hajj, and then back from the airport in Jeddah to OR Tambo. And here we are. You know, I went to my dear friend Muhammad Farooq Hussain from Lodium, an educationist. He did some of the contributing writing. And then lastly, I went to my niece, the new editor of the Mail and Guardian, Khatija Patel, and I said to my niece, you are editing my book free of charge. And all of them did it free of charge. And believe it or not, in a record time of 2.5, 3 weeks, from the date that we started with the layout, it was printed. Don't ask me how it was done. Amazing. The printer, Bashir Hafaji from Neon Printers, did it at cost price. And we launched in Johannesburg, we launched in Cape Town, and inshallah we'll be launching in Durban. And here we have it. And all proceeds from the book, Faizal, are going to Okaf South Africa and Crescent Lifestyle for their Hajj Waqf. And inshallah, if people buy this book for 750 Rand, you'll be making it easier for destitute pilgrims to go on Hajj, inshallah, next year.
You know what I find interesting is that we're in a very strange time. And the strange time is that, you know, oddly enough, 2-3 days ago, I gave my mother, you know, when you're standing at the Taj Mahal, these photographers come up to you and they take these actual photos, and as you leave the area, they'll come and sell you those pictures. Correct. So we bought some of those photos. And I never saw a real photo probably for the last 10 years, I think, I'm not sure, because we're so electronic, and especially if you have an iPhone, you know, everything is just electronic. But when I showed her and I said, oh, here's my photos from the Taj Mahal, I saw her looking at it and really trying to scan through those pictures and appreciated the actual print. So she appreciated the print because she's from another era altogether. And so we've buggered up history by having everything electronic and saying, Mommy, here's a photo of this, and this is happening at the office. But when we walk away with our cell phones, there's nothing to ponder about or keep. And I get that sense of that and that feeling when I have this book in my hand. And that is, I think that I also now appreciate physically scanning through something or looking at it and saying, look at these wonderful pictures, because you don't get that sense. It's there on your phone and you're able to carry it with you, but you don't get that sense of having a picture like this and something this huge, for example, of the Jamarat or something in your hand. And I think you're bridging that gap with a lot of people.
Well, I think that was the idea. The idea was twofold. First of all, to inspire Muslims who haven't been on Hajj to undertake this journey. And hopefully, inshallah, in a very small way, it will inspire, in fact, it has already inspired a number of people that are now applying for accreditation to go for Hajj. People that have been on Hajj, to keep it as a souvenir, Dr. Iqbal Survey brought his mum to the Cape Town launch, and she was on Hajj 30 years ago. When she compares her memories of 30 years ago to all the changes we are now seeing, it brings back a lot of memories for the Hujjaj. For non-Muslims, It is to show them what the religion is about. We know that very often Islam, we are dubbed as terrorists, we are called jihadists. We know that Islamophobia is rife. And the idea with the book is also to showcase what our religion and what Hajj is about. Hajj is about all standing united. It's about people coming together peacefully. And I think it's important for us to educate the world. And let's be very straightforward and honest about it. The Hajj will make the news if there's a stampede, if there is a fire, if there is a terror attack. It will be headlines all over the world. Hajj 2016 or Hajj 1437, Alhamdulillah, we didn't have a single incident that made the world headlines. And why didn't Hajj make the headlines? Because the media, as we know, internationally wants sensationalism to thrive. And I thought another good reason why we need to put Hajj on the map. And believe it or not, since I came back and I made this thing, the intention of the book clear, the publication, it has been all over South Africa. Print media has been reporting it, electronic media, both radio and television. And really, I think the feedback I've had is just amazing. I had a Christian lady at the launch in Cape Town, and she sent me a very interesting message last night. She says, I want to explore your religion much more. The event has inspired me. That has really filled me with joy to say that is the intention.
And just that one incident alone,
correct,
you'd say that my mission is complete.
No, that was the one. The other one was during the journey, Faizal. Somebody sent me a tweet, also a Christian, and said that you've made me more religiously conscious by sharing your Hajj journey. Aside from the fact that a number of Muslims were saying, thank you for bringing back our memories, we wish we were on Hajj or Umrah again, etc. And I think that is the idea, is we educate and we inform, and more importantly, we use social media to our advantage. Social media can be quite a distraction. We know that very often people use it for the wrong reasons, but if you use social media responsibly, like for example, sharing your journey and putting it into what we've done here, I think, alhamdulillah, it will really go a long way in trying to inspire people to really do good.